All right, hey guys, it's been a while since I've done one of these. So you basically have Nogla to thank for this one. I was just sitting there minding my own business. He sent me this text saying that I should do a Q&A, and I was like, you know what, I'll do it. So we can blame Nogla for this one. He did ask me a question. I will probably answer it at the end. You know, it was an okay one. As far as gameplay, this is like super old footage. I'm pretty sure I haven't played Siege since I stepped away in January, so I'm kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel as far as the clips that I have, so hopefully they're okay. All right, so let's get into it. How's the new job and how is the family? You know, the job's okay. It's a job. The family, we're doing okay. Lauren still has a lot of health issues, so still kind of just working through with that. The family's good. I get there's a few other questions about the job, so I can kind of dive into that in a little bit. How was Wildcat's wedding, and am I ready for Marcel's now? Wildcat's wedding was awesome. It was so cool having like everyone together. I don't think there's ever been a time where all of us have been together like that. We're pretty much all of us. Like way back in the very early days, a lot of them got together for PAX. I wasn't there. A few other people weren't there. This is the most of our group that I've ever been around at the same time. It was great. And also, Nashville is so hot. It was so hot. And it's just so humid. I don't do well with humidity. So that was interesting. But it was so much fun. Really excited for Marcel's if we end up getting invited. I don't know what the plan is for that, but I'm just happy for him in general, you know. Is there a Nogla equivalent at your workplace? No, there definitely isn't. Unless am I the Nogla equivalent at my workplace? All right, I need to take a break and process that little bit of self-discovery, and I can't think of a better way than to say thank you to the sponsor of this video, Dusty Derby. What's Dusty Derby, you ask? Well, let me tell you. Dusty Derby is a massively multiplayer online party royale game for up to 32 players where cute little dusts compete to be king of dusts by hitting, rolling, and throwing in different modes throughout various places in the house. And this is exactly the kind of game that I would play with my friends, and I could absolutely see me getting mad at Nogla for being inexplicably good at it. Like, can't you guys see that too? We've experienced it a million times. So right now the game is in a free demo version, and early access will be available from late October, with the option to choose between controller or mouse and keyboard. And also when it launches, you'll be able to customize a cute little character to go into battle with. Like, look, he's adorable, don't you think? So be sure to click on the link in the description and add Dusty Derby to your Steam wishlist now. Once again, thanks to Dusty Derby for sponsoring this video. And now let's get back to the questions. All right, sorry about that. It just had a little moment of self-realization and it hit me hard. Do I actually hate Nogla? A lot of people ask me this. Guys, no, I don't hate Nogla. He can definitely push my buttons, and he knows how. And you know, he's very effective at it. I don't hate Nogla. He's a great guy. The man's got a heart of gold. How can you hate that, you know? All right, do I ever regret the decision to step away from doing YouTube full time? That one is hard. I mean, there's definitely times that it pops in my head, like, did I make the right choice? So I don't know if it like classifies as a regret, but I am the king of second guessing. That's just kind of how I live my life. So there is a lot of that. So I don't know if I would say regret. It's just, I think there's times that I miss it. And, you know, I miss playing video games for a living, which is like crazy. And I obviously miss hanging out with my friends, having fun times, stuff like that. So I don't know. That's a hard question. I don't really know the answer, so sorry that answer sucks. I think overall, I don't regret it. There's just times I miss what we had, I guess. I don't know if that makes sense. So speaking of regrets, in your entire YouTube career, what's your biggest regret, and what advice would you give to those just starting out? So the biggest regret that I had with my YouTube career is not trusting myself earlier on in my career. To do like full-time. I held on to my full-time job a lot longer than the rest of my friends did. It was pretty much once I started dating Lauren that I couldn't do a full-time job YouTube and have a girlfriend. And so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to jump into it finally. At that point, I think I was years behind the rest of my friends that had already started full time. So that's probably my biggest regret, is I just didn't trust myself, which is, you know, a common theme with my life. And then as far as advice, this isn't going to make sense based on what I just said, but I think for people just starting out, be cautious of jumping in immediately. You know, it's a big pool in online stuff right now. Make sure that you have some sort of audience before you just go all out, you quit your job, all that stuff. So, you know, I know that doesn't make sense based on what I just said. I'm a cautious guy. I don't know. Essentially, just do it for fun until you can do it like for money, if that makes sense. I guess that's kind of the answer to this question as well. How did you manage to do YouTube with a full-time job when you first got started? So this was back a long time ago now. I mean, we're talking, what, 10 years, over 10 years, which is insane. I didn't have a wife. I didn't have a girlfriend. I hate going to social stuff. So I would go to work, come home, do YouTube. So, you know, that was my entire life. I think you can pick two things with YouTube. Like, you can have a social life, you can have YouTube, you can have a job, you know, whatever. Pick two of those. So job and YouTube were my two that I picked. And then, you know, once I got a girlfriend and things changed is when I decided to jump into it. And then the second part, what motivated you to keep going even when it didn't make you any money or fans? Because I just liked doing it. You know, that was the big thing. Like, I did YouTube for fun. It was a way to kind of branch out from being very, very, very socially awkward, which I still am, but it kind of trying to help branch out and show a part of myself that I don't normally show to people that I meet in person. And so that part of it was really fun, that I got to kind of express that and be that. So that's probably the biggest thing. As an American, what are my thoughts on pineapple on pizza? I'm all for it. It's not something that I eat every single time that I have pizza, but I think every once in a while, ham and pineapple is pretty good. You know, for the people that say like, oh, well, fruit doesn't belong on pizza, I think you're wrong. You know, not only ham and pineapple, but like, if you haven't had like a fig and arugula, I can't believe I actually just said that right. I can't ever say that word. Those kind of pizzas are so good. My wife also loves this one from a place in Utah called The Pie. It's called Bacon Berry, and it has like bacon and strawberries and onions, and she loves it. Maybe I can convince her to get that. So I think fruit has a place on pizza, and you know, not, like I said, not every time, but it's good. You're missing out if you don't do it. What happened to my spare parts series? So essentially, because for so long I edited my own videos, I was able to just keep all the stuff that didn't quite make it in. And then once I started to switch over to like other people editing my videos, when, you know, things get left on the cutting room floor with them, they don't save them, which is fine. I'm not expecting them to, unless it's like specific things that I remember from the session. I'm like, oh, hey, can you save that? So they just kind of slowed down a lot. That's probably the biggest thing. I actually do have a bunch of footage that like has never been edited that I am thinking about making into like either like a giant spare parts video or maybe a few different ones. I don't know. If you guys are interested, let me know. I'll get working on it. If I were to completely restart and make a new YouTube channel, what type of content would I make besides gaming? I 100% would make one of those videos that they just unbox toys and like play with them, and like they only show their hands and like they don't even talk, they just unbox the toys. Like, it is insane how many views those get, and it seems pretty easy. You know, that's coming from someone that has had that said about his choice of content for his entire career. Last Q&A I watched, you only had one kid. What's it like raising two now? It is a lot harder. My daughter, you know, she's, you know, she has her difficulties, but she was a pretty mellow kid growing up. They're pretty easy to raise. My son is tough. He does not stop. His motor is constantly going, and he's just a heat-seeking missile for trouble. He climbs on everything. He grabs everything. I don't know. He's so hard. Like, he's, as much as this pains me to say, I'm probably gonna have to get a leash for him. He's gonna be a leash kid, and I don't want that. I just don't know what else to do. It's probably eventually gonna be that. What do I think my kids are gonna think about my YouTube channel? I don't think I'm ever gonna show them my YouTube channel. I mean, I'm guessing by the time they're old enough to like be interested in that, maybe YouTube won't even be a thing. I don't know. I don't even know if they'll be interested in watching any of those. I personally don't want them to. You know, part of the reason that I stepped away is to be a better example to my kids. And a lot of this stuff, in especially the earlier videos, I don't think I'd want to have them watching that. Do I like PB&J? As long as this is referring to peanut butter and jelly, yes, absolutely, it's delicious. Who doesn't? Favorite team or player from the COD League? I've always liked Optic. Favorite player? Pred is so fun to watch. Shotzi's awesome. But I don't think I watched a single tournament from Modern Warfare 3. Just didn't really have any time, and also just not a lot of interest. But yeah, Optic, I've always been a fan of. How am I loving my job? Is it more or less work than doing YouTube? So, I mean, I kind of answer that, you know, it's a job. Is it more or less work? That's kind of hard to say. I'd probably say it's like the same amount of work, but it's less consuming, if that makes sense. Just being able to work from 9 to 5 has been great for me. Not really doing like the pretty much non-stop that YouTube was. So that part of it I really like. But a lot of people don't really understand how much work YouTube is, and you know, even the gaming side of YouTube, a lot of stuff goes on behind the scenes. So yeah, I don't know, it's probably about the same. I feel like probably it's more work condensed into that 9 to 5, where YouTube is like lighter work but all the time. I don't even know if that makes sense. Kind of related, how's it been since going from full-time to hobby? It's been good. I haven't been able to do YouTube as much as I was hoping. I kind of go through phases where I have time to do it, and so I appreciate you guys sticking with me with that. How has pulling back from YouTube impacted your life, and how has that changed? It was a big change at first. Now so it feels pretty normal. My question is, how are you doing mentally? I know you were having a rough time, and it's one of the reasons you took a step back. Just wanted to make sure you are okay. Thank you. I feel like I'm doing better. Not amazing, but I'm doing a lot better. I think the constant anxiety of appeasing to YouTube, that side of things is gone, and that has lifted a lot off of my shoulders. So that part of it's definitely a lot better. What is my favorite item on my desk right now? Absolutely, without question, is the 4D gaming desk mat that I have. You can click on the link in the description, get one for yourself, use code MOVE for free shipping. I'm pretty proud with how it came out. I have one that has like everyone's signatures on it except for Delirious. I need to get his signature, and that one's pretty cool too. What are your thoughts on College Football 25? I think it's a lot of fun. I mean, it has its little quirks, but what game doesn't these days? College football, both video game and in real life, far outweighs Madden and the NFL, in my opinion. What is one of the favorite memories with the group or session that holds a special place in your heart? That one's hard. There's so many. I mean, we're talking 12 plus years of memories. I think it's hard to kind of narrow down, but I think kind of in relation to that, of all your days for a certain time on YouTube, which would you want to experience again? I think like the Black Ops 2 and early GTA 5 days probably would be in there. And then that's like, I think when we started doing Gmod a lot, I think we did that a little bit before, but I think that era was amazing, and like that's when I think we kind of came into our own as a group. So probably that. I think people would probably agree with that, right? What kind of cars do I own? I have a 2016 Subaru Impreza hatchback, and my wife has a 2020 Honda Passport, which we don't like, and it's crazy because Hondas are good cars. We've just had a ton of recalls and stuff with it. Kind of disappointing. So yeah, nothing flashy. I'm not one of those YouTubers. I think that's another piece of advice I would give people. I guess this is more geared towards like people that are actually going on YouTube, is just save your money. Don't buy cars right off the bat, the first paycheck you get and stuff like that. Save your money, invest it, do all that stuff. It doesn't last forever, guys. And then, was there a time where you thought, I hate these guys towards your friends, but you meant it? No, there wasn't a time that I thought that. It was every time I thought that. Just kidding. No. I mean, there's like I said, there's times where I got frustrated, but nothing like that. And then finally, the moment you've been waiting for, Nogla's mind-blowing question that is the whole reason that I started this Q&A. He says, I guess I'll ask what everyone is thinking. How is life now, and do you think you made the right decision? So I feel like I already answered that, and that's why I told him that I was a little disappointed with it. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's been good, and I'm thankful for Nogla for having me do this. I'm glad I did it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I don't know when I'll do another one, but I'm not saying this is the last. But that's gonna do it for me. So as always, I hope you enjoyed.
Operator standing. Last operator standing. Down to 15 seconds. Op 4 eliminated. Mission successful.
Wowzer! Restart. Dang it! Can we restart?